Microsoft released one of the CVEs. There was the new Wi-Fi 0-day, and it's a remote code execution, and it affects all versions of Windows. The patch has already been released, but there's no POC.
This was in the last patch Tuesday, right, Ralph? Or where?
I think so, yeah. They were saying this particular vulnerability, no authentication as a user, no access to the file system or settings before. The user targeted device does not need to interact at all. There's no link to click, no image to load, no file to execute.
I thought you did have to join the network, though.
Well, no one would do that, John. Do you know anyone that would join an untrusted Wi-Fi network?
It could be real spicy, especially once that POC comes out.
Let's keep beating the dead Microsoft horse. The CoPilot Plus PCs are going to be shipping next week, but they're going to be shipping without the key feature that literally is in the name of the computer.
Was this designed for forensics people? Is this designed for help desk people? Is this designed for people who have early onset dementia?
I genuinely think it was designed for the average user who doesn't know how to do tools or install things that would have the same effect. The problem is that most people are the ones we're trying to protect half the time with these security things, right? Like, if you think having your browser logins captured is bad enough, having the entire history of all your screenshots enriched by AI captured by malware, that's just game over. Talking about the Apple Intelligence thing, Apple will broker your interactions with GPTs or whatever to make them private. And the way that they're doing this is they're stripping off the unique identifiers that apply to a specific person.
I actually think that our data that's considered part of our privacy or part of our identity is going to expand. I don't think it will actually be able to have true anonymity.
A new Linux malware is controlled through emojis sent from Discord. It's written in Go because, of course, it's cool. So all cool things are written in Golang. But I love like the breakdown of the emojis. It's like if it's an emoji of a running man, execute a command. If it's a camera with a flash, take a screenshot.
Finally, a C2 that Gen Z can use. Pure Storage, which is a really high-end, like basically NAS for corporate environments, was compromised using the Snowflake supply chain thing. Oh, wow. It's up to 165 orgs.
As we solidify more and more and more on these products, like one breach just leads to catastrophic breaches for a large number of organizations.
Snowflake should have subscribed to continuous penetration testing.
They should have subscribed.
We would have covered this day one. Most common secure organizations these days are handling the information stealer malware thing. It wasn't a 0-day. It's totally controllable. It's totally something you can monitor for. Like, buy a Flare subscription or buy some subscription from SpyCloud. Or like, it's not hard to do.
It's not hard to do for those of us that are in it all the time, right? And that's why a lot of organizations really should outsource this to somebody else that can be watching for these types of things, because it is a solved problem. Microsoft chose profit over security and left the US government vulnerable to the Russian hack. So says the whistleblower, Andrew Harris. The story's great. Andrew Harris going through, finding this vulnerability in SAML in Microsoft products, trying to talk to people about it, getting it all the way elevated up to some of the highest levels in Microsoft. No one would listen to him. Other security researchers came out and said, you know, here's a vulnerability that this could be bad. This could be bad. No one listened to them. And then finally, it was used as part of the SolarWinds campaign, and everyone was freaking out about it.
When Brad Smith went in front of Congress, they commented on the security culture at Microsoft and how they don't handle risk and security risk management properly.
In any organization that we are testing, that we're working with, if we can't make that risk readily and immediately available to a customer, they tend to ignore it.
Instead of just saying everything has to be fixed, let's fall back to the middle ground of, okay, we can't fix it. Can we detect it? And that's where I think the vendors absolutely have to meet that standard.
So Corey says detect it. I say unplug it. And I bet Ryan's going to say kill it with fire.
Let's kill it with fire.
Join us for live InfoSec news every Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Black Hills InfoSec YouTube channel.